All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to you. How about Shema Shah, by Shema Kakodash. Double honors to the apostle of the great millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's the brother Barzal from Great Millstone, Atlanta. Yeah, and I just want to do this lesson on the AI takeover, artificial intelligence, as we see, is on the rise. And it's pretty much collapsing, the old way. Manufacturing these robots, mass manufacturing of robots is making the availability of what's the jobs that's most people use or partake in less and less. So I'm gonna read a little bit on this. The caption, it says, AI is changing the job market faster than schools can keep up. Many students are training for careers that might not exist by the time they finish their degrees. Roles like data entry, basic coding, and even some legal or financial jobs. I just screenshotted it, but it's speaking about pretty much different job departments that people are studying for. It's going to be obsolete. I seen another video, another picture, kind of like an infographic type of picture, and they were saying that a lot of people are dropping out of Harvard and these Ivy League prestigious schools because of fear that these robots are going to take their jobs. Everything that they're studying for is going to be obsolete or pretty much futile to be within college. All right, these educational centers, and trying to get these massive degrees that's putting you $100,000 in debt, $80,000 in debt, plus with these interest rates for something that they're not even going to be able to receive. And even with certain other jobs, they're going to probably more than likely overqualify, So this is the reality that we've been speaking about for years, and it's only going to get gradually worse. That's why us brothers here at Great Millstone, we mount up for the times. We know that these things are, we know that this is the inevitable. We know about prophecy. We know that the Lord has said these things were to come to pass. All right, pursuing to, let me get it. Ecclesiastes, I think. Matter of fact, slipping my mind right now. But it speaks about the daughters of music shall be brought low, and there shall be no work in Egypt. Which that's in, I think, Isaiah or Jeremiah. But yeah, the labor market is jacked up. When I was working at this specific job, I see how the robots changed the dynamics of the work field that I was in, and I know a lot of brothers are seeing the same thing. A lot of brothers give these testimonials of what's taking place in their profession, how technology is starting to loom over, and it's making it where your boss and your supervisors no longer needing you, and they're creating scenarios to get your ass out of there. Harsher scenarios, finding different ways to make you quit. Because there's a budget on your job. All right, and you have Ecclesiastes 12. Excuse me, and you have certain bonuses that your supervisors can make depending on the type of work capacity that takes place. Like, all right, if it's cut down to 40 hours, which all these jobs is damn near cut down to 40 hours now, they don't want you to receive overtime because they're going to pay you time and a half, which that's even slavery, but nonetheless, they don't want you to make that. It is showing that 40 hours isn't even sustainable. So Ecclesiastes 12:4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Matter of fact, the point is when the sound of the grinding represents work. The capacity of work that was able to support the masses of people is no longer here.
It spoke about coding, all these technological, um, technology-based jobs. And Bill Gates only spoke about it's only going to be a few jobs that's really going to be available to the masses of people within these next coming years. You know, and that's why we push the energy of the fall of this and the collapsing of this economy, because this devil is all about the slow kill. He's putting all his emphasis on the development of this country, and he's constantly keeping you at bay until the point where he doesn't need you anymore. And he's going to create a scenario and try to get you out of there, you know? And he's sucking the power. It's a power grab. He's sucking all the power out of the people and putting it towards the government. That's where you have the super rich and you have the super poor. There is no middle class, you know, and even that energy of doing side hustles, trying to find different pockets of relief outside of what this devil is employing you to do, that's going to get cut off. You know, Esau is already running the numbers on how the cash flow of things go, you know, finding different ways to try to, like they said that with Cash App, they're going to start making you do your taxes on Cash App, things of that nature. You know, he wants you to register through his companies, his enterprises, you know, and that's why we call this man the devil, because he's doing everything in his power to keep the power away from you. And that's why the Lord has to take him and yank his ass out of that power seat, yank him off the throne, all right, and assume his position, his rightful position, because Yahweh Shai is our Lord of Lords and King of Kings, and we're going to be joint heir unto his kingdom in righteousness. And there's going to be continual employment. All right. The workload is not going to slow down for you you devils. When we got you where we want you, and we're in a position of dominance, we're going to rule with an iron fist as it rule with a rod of iron, as it is written, you know, and we're going to keep your ass busy, you know, and everything is going to be exacted by the perfect law of the scriptures and by the will of the Lord, because it wasn't his will to put this. Now, of course, we know how it's set up through the Spirit that the Lord put him in his position to be a whipping stick. He is the sword, but nonetheless, he wasn't set up to be truly the true head. All right, the true power. All right. We are the sons of God. We are supposed to be in that position. And that's why the scriptures even speak about how the Lord is going to cut off witchcraft. Everything this devil is doing, all his inventions and his technology, all that's going to be cut down, all right? It's going to lead to his imminent demise any damn way, you know? So, you know, I just wanted to speak on that. I didn't want to be too long-winded. You know, I have a few affairs I got to take care of. You know, I'm going to keep punching them out, you know? Like in boxing, it's always about to keeping the jab going. That's these lessons. As we push these lessons, they're like spiritual jabs. You know, you can only take so many jabs, you know, with the power punch combinations. But the jab is the most effective punch within boxing. So it's effective even in its truth. Keep punching this man.